So I will stop right now a bit the Q&A session because our colleague from Baku, Aygun, just joined. It's glad to see you again, Aygun, because I do think that we met again to another conference. And I invite you to make the presentation about Nizami Ganjavi. We are glad that you could join us, and we are looking forward for your presentation.
Thank you very much. I'm a PhD student in Theoretical Linguistics, Institute of Linguistics of the National Academy of Sciences of Azerbaijan Republic, named after Imadettin Nasimi. I want to make a presentation about Nizami Ganjavi. Nizami Ganjavi, real name İlyas Yusufoglu, is a great Azerbaijani poet and philosopher. He was born in a craftsman's family. He received the education in madrasa. He perfectly studied the medieval sciences on his own. Nizami also became closely acquainted with the oral and written literature of the Near East. He never traveled out of Ganja. He rejected being a palace poet and lived on honest earning. Approximately in 1169 and 1117, the ruler of Derbent Seyfettin Muzaffar sent Nizami a Kipchak slave girl Afag. Afag became his wife and in 1174 gave birth to a son named Muhammad. Nizami Ganjavi started his activity as a poet with lyric poems. From his works, we learn that he had written a large divan. He was famous as a ghazal and qasida author. Nizami's lyrics stand out with high professionalism. His professionalism, worldly attitude to love and humanist thoughts about a man's destiny. Nizami Ganjavi entered the world literature with Kamsa, or quintuple. Kamsa includes 5 poems: Treasure of Mysteries, Khosrow and Shirin, Leyla and Mejnun, 7 Beauties, and Iskendername. These poems were written in the Masnavi form. Nizami Ganjavi described a man's inner world, his feelings and thoughts. Nizami Ganjavi's poems played a great role in enrichment of the love theme. His poems have widely spread in the Eastern literature. Nizami Ganjavi opened a new direction in Eastern literature. Nizami always tried to connect the literature with the real life. The wise thoughts of people and knowledge, along with people's wishes and dreams, were skillfully expressed by Nizami in his works. They are perfect by meaning and form. Nizami was the first poet in the Eastern literature. He described a woman possessing high human qualities. He proves that a woman can participate in many fields of activity on equal terms with a man. Nizami also was a great patriot. In each work, he tried to connect the described events with Azerbaijan. The beauties of the native nature are praised in Nizami Ganjavi's works. Azerbaijani oral folk literature, dastans, legends, tales, and proverbs are widely and skillfully used in Nizami Ganjavi's creation. Nizami Ganjavi's works were translated into a number of languages. The unique handwritings of his works are kept and guarded in the famous libraries, museums, and handwriting funds of Moscow, St. Petersburg, Baku, Tashkent, Tabriz, Tehran, Cairo, Istanbul, Delhi, London, Paris, and other cities of the world as valuable pearls. Nizami's creation played a great role in the development of the Eastern arts. Since the end of the 17th century, the interest to the Nizami Ganjavi's heritage has risen in Europe and Russia. His works have been translated into English, German, French, Italian, Spanish, Japan, and in other languages of the world. His life and creation have been studied. The thinker poet who expressed universal ideas in his works with highly poetic competence is one of the unique figures of Azerbaijani literature. Speaking from this point of view, the year 2021 was declared as the year of Nizami Ganjavi to celebrate the 880th anniversary of the great poet and thinker Nizami Ganjavi at a higher level in our country. The poet's emotional works that bring up readers in the spirit of love for life and mankind, still called to realize beauties, holiness, and awaken confidence in the power of the mind, the victory of the truth and and goodness. The South Caucasus region gave to the world the most outstanding and finest creator of romantic epics and philosopher Nizami Ganjavi, who lived in his entire life in Ganja. Nizami, poet for all humanity known to the world by the name Ganjali, a resident of Ganja city, was born in Azerbaijan, was a son of the Azerbaijani land, openly expressed his love for his native Turks in his works and distinctly reflected his pride in his ethnic origin. Nizami, the genius of Ganja, is one of those rare representatives of world literature who were ahead of their time, whose main purpose in their life and work was to serve their people, defend them against oppression, injustice, and harm, and to implement their mission to the highest level. In reviewing world literature, we see that two principal poets used the strong humanistic influence of art to rise above a cultural environment generally defined by the mysticism and prejudice of patriarchal feudalism. One of these was Nizami Ganjavi, the greatest representative of the Eastern Renaissance, who was born in the 12th century in Azerbaijan and represented the quintessence of world literature and philosophy in his emotional work Kamsa via the aesthetic power of his art. The other was William Shakespeare, the greatest representative of the Western Renaissance, who was born in Albion more than 400 years later to become a child of humanity. Even now, in times when science and technology are no longer developing in linear series, but exponentially, we see how mysticism prevails proudly over healthy minds, and it's impossible not to be amazed by the clear logic and consciousness in the works of these two brothers in art and intellect. Throughout his lifetime, Nizami Ganjavi pursued knowledge diligently and doubled his experience with his poetic talent. These two great attributes contributed to his scientific and philosophical research into the happiness of the human being. Nizami Ganjavi, who began by writing lyrics in short forms, Gasida, Ghazal, Rubai, soon compiled an anthology, Divan, and gained fame as a favorite and esteemed poet not only in the Near and the Middle East, but also on distant shores. He shed the light of his creative synthesis of progressive humanist thought and inimitable poetic art across the world over the following centuries. Brought up in the environment of Ganja, which was a Near and Middle Eastern center of science and culture in those times. I want to end my representation and with the last sentence. My article will also analyze the rich humanistic ideas reflected in the quotes in the genius Nizami Ganjavi's Kamsa in terms of quantity and quality. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you for your presentation. I'm glad that you could actually join us. And
I wanted to make a short presentation.
Yes, but it's good that you came because it's important. This year we celebrate Nizami Ganjavi, and each paper regarding Nizami Ganjavi brings more information and make the author more internationalized. What I want to say is that in Romanian, the first book published from an Azerbaijani author was actually Nizami Ganjavi, and it was in 1910. So I'm glad that even 1 century ago, Nizami Ganjavi was published in Romania. I think that it's called The Dream. I don't know the title in Azerbaijani, but it's the title has something with the Dream book or something like that. I don't know. It was a short translation. So if there are any other questions regarding the papers that we already had and heard, and okay. If not, I do thank you all for being here today, and I had a great time with you. I'm very glad for that, and I hope that you enjoyed it. And it was a very nice surprise that I saw Aygun again. We met in another conference, so maybe we could also meet in other conferences, or maybe when the school starts, I invite you to my center to have a tea and talk more, and maybe to make a new collaboration. I'm glad that I have you all here, and I wish you a very nice and fruitful afternoon today. I'll see you soon. Bye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.